A KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
If you love high school football, you've come to the right place. For the next half hour on Game Night Live, we'll show you the best that playoff football has to offer.
State championships are settled in 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A. We'll show you who's taking home a trophy and bring you those championship reactions.
We'll start, though, with the Final Four in 5A and 6A. And it should come as no surprise that Corner Canyon has once again made it to the turf of Rice-Eccles Stadium for the 6A semifinals. Since Eric Kerr took over the program in 2017, the Chargers have a 74-5 record and have reached at least the semifinals in all 6 of those seasons.
Their opponent is Farmington. This is a program that started from scratch just 5 years ago by former BYU great Daniel Coe. The Phoenix reached the semifinals for the very first time. They're hoping to prove that they belong among the elite programs in the state.
Here we go. Both offenses got off to a slow start. First quarter, there was no score until 9 seconds remained in that opening quarter. Isaac Wilson throws from the opposite hash into a perfect window, and Jackson Ames makes the catch and from there navigates his way down the field into the end zone. A 94-yard catch and run. The Chargers had a 7-0 lead after 1 quarter.
In the second quarter, the Farmington defense harassing Isaac Wilson again, the 3rd interception of the game, and it's a beauty. Dayton Runyon up over the top of the receiver to take it away. But on the next possession, Wilson has more positive results. The 21-yard touchdown to take care for a 14-0 lead. Next time down the field, Drew Patterson takes the snap, runs 15 yards for the 21-7 advantage. Under a minute to go in the half, Farmington showing signs of life with one of the best catches of the season. Ben Stuckey somehow comes down with this 29-yard pass from Easton White. Farmington trailed 24-14 at the half.
Let's go to the third quarter where things escalated quickly. Both teams combined for 28 points. Farmington's offense came alive in the third. White to Mitch Nielsen for a big gain into the red zone. And then moments later, White hit Stuckey on the slant for a 3-yard touchdown. Phoenix dropped within 3, 24-21. Next drive, White goes deep to Stuckey again. He had 6 catches, 134 yards, 2 scores, and it sets up this wild sequence.
Nielsen goes and gets it. Oh, cut on the deflection. Oh. Touchdown, Farmington. What?
Yeah, don't worry. We'll show you multiple replays of this touchdown. Nielsen goes up to get the ball, but can't hold on. The ball's tipped in the air, and Dante Coates flies in and grabs it for the go-ahead touchdown. Farmington leads 28-24. But on the ensuing kickoff, sophomore kick returner Brighton Brady finds a lane, and he's off to the races down the sideline. He's going to house at 87 yards. Farmington led for just 14 seconds. Special teams massive in this game. Corner Canyon scores twice on special teams. BYU commit Owen Borg blocks a punt and scoops and scores. That gives Corner Canyon a 38-28 lead heading into the final quarter.
So in that fourth quarter, Farmington, they're not out of it. They're down by 10 and driving, but that's when the ball comes loose. Farmington fumbles. Corner Canyon recovers. Corner Canyon's defense held Farmington scoreless in the final quarter. The sacks by Alex Tolis, one of 6 sacks by the Chargers defense, and then Wilson puts the game away, the 5-yard touchdown run. The Chargers are back in the title game with a 45-28 win.
You know, we made plays on special teams, and then defensively we did a really good job. Offensively at times we played well, and that's just it. It's a team, especially with this group. They do a good job, and they play well together.
The Bingham Miners have won 11 state championships in football. That's 7th most in the state's history across all classifications. But it's been 5 years since they last experienced that championship feeling. Their opponent in the 6A semifinals, Skyridge, another relatively new program that just started 6 years ago. Skyridge, though, has been to the semifinals 5 times in its 7 total seasons.
at #1 Corner Canyon on Friday.
Is it going to mean a little bit more to go, if you go win next week, do you get to go through Corner Canyon to do it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a big game, you know, something we're obviously going to be ready for. We're going to prepare and, you know, be ready for a show.
Skyridge and Corner Canyon are familiar foes in the state title game. Go back to 2018 where they met for the 5A championship. Corner Canyon won that game 31-14 behind some impressive performances on offense. Cole Hagan passing for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. John Mitchell had 5 catches for 98 yards and a score. Noah Kerr, 3 catches, 2 of those were touchdown catches. And running back Austin Bell had 123 total yards and a receiving touchdown in Corner Canyon's championship win. Also, you might remember current Ute D lineman Van Fillinger had the Chargers' only sack of that game.
All right, now to 5A. The Lehigh Pioneers are the defending 5A state champions, and during the course of the season, proved they are once again the team to beat. They have the longest current win streak in the state and enter the semifinals with a perfect 12-0 record. There is one other team in 5A with a 12-0 record. It was the Stansbury Stallions. And we got to see these two undefeated teams clash on the turf at Rice-Eccles, a rematch from last year's semifinals. The first play of the game, Stansbury quarterback Ezra Harris trying to make a splash, but he's picked off by Lehigh's Cadian Sweat. And Lehigh would take advantage of the takeaway. Carson Gonzalez with an 18-yard touchdown to put the Pioneers on the board. Moments later, Sweat's at it again, picks off Harris for the second time in the first quarter. And again, Lehigh would take advantage. Freshman running back Devon Eka patiently works his way to the 1-yard line. Sweat would score out of the Wildcat moments later to give Lehigh a 14-0 lead after 1 quarter.
In the second quarter, it quickly became clear which team had all of the momentum. In the first play of the quarter, Jackson Brousseau to Makahavea. It's a 25-yard touchdown for a 21-0 Pioneers lead. 4 minutes to play in the half, and Brousseau with another touchdown pass, this time to Carson Gonzalez. Pioneers are up 28-0. Stansbury had trouble with the football game. Ezra Harris fumbles it away. That would lead to another Brousseau to Havea touchdown. Lehigh's up 35-0 at that point. So they played the second half with a running clock. After a quiet offensive third quarter, the Pioneers revisit the end zone in the fourth. Brousseau, his 4th touchdown pass of the game, a short one to Mays Madsen for the 6th touchdown lead. Lehigh pitching a shutout, 42-0 over Stansbury. The Pioneers heading back to the state championship game.
And I'm so proud of what our defense did. I mean, that's a heck of a football club we played against, heck of an offense. I felt like that was going to be the key today, was how our defense matched up against their offense. And I'm just proud of the way we came out. And to be put in this position at this time, it's just a tremendous feeling for everybody. And I can't be happier for my team.
From 2004 through 2014, Timpview High School had the top football program in the state, winning 8 state titles during that stretch. But they haven't won since. The Orem Tigers' success has come more recently, winners in 4 of the last 5 state title games that they have played in. On Friday, the Utah Valley rivals went head-to-head at Rice-Eccles Stadium in the 5A semifinals. Orem's defense showing up early in this one. Timothy Toa, the interception, puts together a nice return to set up the Tigers offense nicely to be the first ones to get on the scoreboard. True Toa, a 13-yard touchdown, 7-0 Orem. Kazan Villa has done a bit of everything this season. He's passed for touchdowns, run for touchdowns, caught for touchdowns. On Friday, scored Timpview's first touchdown of the game, 14 yards, ties the game at 7 after 1.
Now Orem with the chance to take a 10-7 lead in this game with a field goal in the second quarter, but it's blocked. BYU commit Siale Acera got a hand on it, and Timpview makes a stand. The offense for Timpview would respond with an 8-play, 56-yard drive. Micah Beckstead with a 25-yard touchdown run. Walking into the end zone, Timpview led 14-10 at the half.
In the third quarter, Timpview getting an injection of energy from Beckstead, one of the best players in the state, again, reeling off 2 more touchdowns. One from 42, another from 20 yards. And 4 minutes into the half, Timpview already has a 28-10 lead. Then right after an Orem score, they thought they had new life, but Kazan Villa scores again, this time on the kick return, going 92 yards, and Timpview has a 35-17 lead after 3 quarters.
Down 18, Orem tries to spark a rally in the 4th. Lance Reynolds, the 3rd, to Roger Saliaponga. They connect on a 22-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion made it a 10-point game. But Timpview had an answer the entire game. They turned to Beckstead again. The offensive line, led by All-American Spencer Fano, dominated. Beckstead with 188 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, plus 20 yards on that touchdown reception. The Thunderbirds are back in the 5A championship game, and they get another shot at Lehigh after a 17-point win.
It was good just for the kids and, you know, what they've worked for this year. They've done a lot with regards to what we've been asked as, you know, as coaches for them to do, and they've responded. And so it shows up with our record and hopefully what we're going to try to do next week.
So we get a Lehigh-Timpview rematch. The two teams clashed in a Region 8 game back on October 6th. Timpview built a 16-7 lead, thanks in part to that 58-yard touchdown pass from Kazan Villa to Isaiah Vaya and an 85-yard touchdown run by Micah Beckstead. But Lehigh would rally down 24-21 with 90 seconds left. Jackson Brousseau finds Colton Tanner for the game-winning touchdown, one of the best games of the year. And now we get the sequel on Friday. Championship games in 4A, 3A, 2A, and 1A are coming up right after this.
Back on September 2nd, Crimson Cliffs edged past Desert Hills by 7 points, a win that helped the Mustangs win the Region 10 title. But on Friday night, it was a rematch, and much more was on the line than just region bragging rights. It's the 4A state championship game between those two, that rivalry being played at Utah Tech. In the first quarter, Desert Hills' Noah Fuyaletelo finds Lincoln Holmes for the 8-yard touchdown at 6-0 Thunder. A little later in the first, Steele Barbin, he's going to go for the end zone, but Holmes is there on the defensive side. This time the pick to stop that scoring threat. End of the third, Bo Wall. The Wildcat run gives the Thunder a 16-0 lead. Crimson Cliffs looking for something here in the fourth quarter, maybe a little magic. Mason Toplian gets the Mustangs on the board, but too late for a comeback in this one. Holmes with a touchdown catch and 2 interceptions, and Desert Hills wins their 3rd state title.
You know, we always talked about last year's in the rearview mirror. We had a great year. We got beat by 1 play to a good team, so we really weren't worried about that. This is about this year and about these kids, and I am so proud of these guys. Man, we started off a little bit shaky, you know, after the 2nd or 3rd game. Came together as a family and a group and started playing for each other.
From the start, bro, we balled out. For 13 months, we've been practicing. I mean, these my brothers. These really my brothers. Let's go, baby.
Now to 3A, Morgan and Juab have been on a collision course all season long. Both teams undefeated at 12-0, entering Friday's 3A state championship game. And they're not only undefeated, but they've demolished the competition. Juab's smallest margin of victory all year, 14 points. How about Morgan? 18 points. So we expected something special in this matchup. But Morgan took the mystery out of this quickly. First quarter, 7-3 Morgan. Nick Despain, a 29-yard pass to Gavin Turner. Goes up, makes a simultaneous catch with the defender. Tie goes to the offense, I guess. So second quarter, Despain's going to find Turner again. No controversy here. 46 yards to the house. We go to the third quarter. Despain's going to roll out. Tate Nelson is there for the 34-yard touchdown. Despain threw 6 touchdowns in a title game. How about that? 3 receivers with 2 touchdowns each, and Morgan blows out Juab for the state title.
You know, I'm just so happy for the kids and all the work. You know, it paid off. You know, great group of kids, great group of coaches. You know, the time and the effort, everything. Okay, they finally got paid off. So proud of them.
Only West, East, and Skyline have won more state titles in football than 2A's Beaver High School. The Beavers won 4 of 6 between 2015 and 2020. But last year, San Juan took that crown from Beaver with a 13-point win in the championship game. On Friday night, it was the rematch once again for that 2A state title. In the first quarter, San Juan on the doorstep. Parker Snyder scores it, and San Juan's up 7-0. Still in the first, this time Snyder throwing to Colin Baker, 22-yard score. Broncos 27 points in the first quarter. They're pitching a shutout into the third. Snyder to Zach Conway, a 5-yard touchdown. San Juan has now won 25 straight games. They are state champs for the 2nd year in a row.
Feels great. You know, I thought the first one felt great. I think the second one feels better. Couldn't be more excited and proud of our kids, and still can't describe the feeling. It's a great feeling. The plan is a 3-peat, and like they said, the work starts Monday.
No days off, right? Now to 1A. It was just 2 years ago that Layton Christian went 1-9 in 2021. Former Utah Ute running back Ray Stowers was hired to turn around the program, and he did so quickly. A 9-5 record last year and a championship game appearance. This year, They were back in the title game, and this time they were there to win it. Their opponent, the Cardiac Cowboys of Kanab, also with a 10-2 record, but they were overwhelmed by the Eagles on offense, defense, and special teams. End of the first quarter, Josiah Giatris, a 5-yard touchdown run to give LCA a 6-0 lead. The second quarter is when the Eagles poured it on. Manu Vaitaki, 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Then he just keeps his legs moving to give LCA a 20-0 lead. Vaitaki shows up on defense, too. He's going to pick off Kanab's Griffin Bone and return it back inside Kanab's 5-yard line. Gives Jose Ribeiro a chance to find Malik Johnson for their second touchdown in the last minute and a half. It was 34-0 Eagles at halftime. Then in the third quarter, Johnson's going to field the punt at the 31. He's going to add a punt return for a touchdown to his big day. It was Leighton Christian's day. LCA gets their first ever football state championship.
LCA! Let's go!
Super satisfying. I'm so proud of these kids and, you know, the Leighton Christian family. You know, they've been, man, they've been down for so long, and it's only right, you know. These kids, they put in the hard work, and to be able to come out here and go earn this state championship for the first time in school history.
Congratulations to everyone who played in these games on Thursday and Friday, win or lose. While the rest of the state was home watching, you were still playing, and you put on a show.
Yeah, after all that great football, we did our best to choose the top plays from the finals and semifinals, and here they are. It's the game night 5.
Let's start with number 5. Farmington's defense picked off Isaac Wilson 4 times. The best of them belonged to Dayton Runyon, who mossed the receiver to bring down the pick in the second quarter. Definitely top 5 worthy.
Skyridge's Lakea Kalama is an escape artist, is he not? I mean, there's no chance he was going down on this play that turned out to be a 45-yard touchdown in the Skyridge win. This, our number 4 play.
Let's go to number 3, and what an effort here. Bingham quarterback Dallin Martinez with no time left on the clock in the first half. It was an untimed down. Instead of kicking the field goal, they go for the touchdown. He somehow avoids the sack, gets the pass off to Carson Sudbury, who's going to take it in for the touchdown.
Going to take a shot into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
Stuckey? What?
Ben Stuckey!
Oh, my
in between
God.
2 Corner Candy defenders.
What a play by Ben Stuckey. A catch that takes great vision, concentration, and athleticism. That's why it's our number 2 play of the week. I mean, it speaks for itself. Watch it.
Flushed out of the pocket. It's going to throw it up. Nielsen goes and gets it. Cut on the deflection. Touchdown, Farmington.
What?
Farmington dominating the top 5. Congratulations to them. They win the tip drill for the number 1 play of the week. Dante Coates somehow flies in and makes the touchdown catch after the ball was deflected in the air. The highlight reel's next. Every highlight reel this year on Game Night Live has been electric, but when it features games at Rice-Eccles Stadium, it just hits different.
It really does. There was plenty of great moments at Utah Tech as well that make this version of the highlight reel must-see TV.